What's going on, everybody? It is MadManPlant. We are here in the studio. Now, today we were supposed to have Levels Grow Room, who's in the chat, but unfortunately, he's experiencing a hurricane. So, with that, we decided to be better on another day that he's not worried about losing power or communications. With that being said, today we're going to talk about what should we talk about, guys? The barbecue smoke and smoke out. And if you notice, I am actually wearing one of the barbecue smokeout VIP shirts. This is my shirt. Anyways, with that being said, we still have the swag bags available. The jerseys, today is the last day. So tonight at 9 o'clock, I'm making the final order. They're $31.50. So far, we have sold 27 jerseys and 30 swag bags. If you guys want to get one, please sign up tonight. If you want to pay by credit card, I will send you a direct link through Stripe. If you want to pay by Cash App or Venmo, we have those options available. I want to talk a little bit about the event. And before I do, look at this big giant bag of weed I got. Look at this. This right here is my Creature Panic. I have 2 bags of these. That's how much the plant produced. And it smells amazing. So that's what I'm going to be smoking on tonight. This is Soul Fire that I grew on my 4x8. Oh my goodness. So we're going to be smoking and talking tonight. What's going on? Rock Solo and Root Nerds in the house. Alien Garden Genetics. What's up? A Hazy Garden. A real OG. A Hazy Garden's going to be hanging out with us with Green Year and Gronomics when they're here. She's going to be joining us for some of our adventures in my top secret event that I have planned for the boys, which I called in a friend of a friend. No, I'm just kidding. He's my friend for this favor. So it's going to be very, very awesome. Also, went to drop off a whole bunch of flyers. Natural Mystics, want to shout them out here in Fredericksburg. They are going to, I think, donate some swag to the event. They're full supporters of it, and they love what we're doing. I went over to Hydroculture today, dropped off some flyers. I went over to the Pink Sloth, our gold sponsor, and dropped off some more flyers. This event is pumping up, guys, and it is going to be so good. And speaking of so good, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the event. But first, I want to shout out our sponsors. So for the gold sponsorship for the event, we have the Pink Sloth, which is a it's not a grow store. It's a smoking accessory store. They have everything from the student glass to custom pieces by local artists to pendants to cleaning supplies to Blazy Susan gadgets and knickknacks. Everything that you can think of, they have it. Followed by that, for our silver sponsors, we have BLN, which is Business Leaders Network. It's a networking group that I'm a part of for entrepreneurs and big time business owners. We also have Affordable Automotive Repair. They're one of my clients, and they're an automotive shop here in Fredericksburg. We also have the Sabrina Hack Group, and she is GI's wife, and they are awesome. And they are a real estate group in the new they're in Hampton Roads, I think. I forget their location exactly where they are. I think he lives in Hampton. But anyways, with that being said, we also have Yep, that's all for the silver. And then for the bronze, we have the Happy Place, Farmer Freeman, Dream Builders, and Grow Depot. The Happy Place is a local smoke shop here. You can go there with your weed, hang out, smoke if you don't have a place to go. They have a local membership, which is really cool, where you can join. We're going to be having some of our future events there. Farmer Freeman is a sex testing company. So they not only can do sex testing of your plants 2 weeks into the plant being developed. So if you plant that seed, 2 weeks from that seed being planted, they can tell you right away if your plant is going to be male or female. They also have their HLVD testing. They also have a russet mites test now. So that's going to be also really, really cool as well. Followed by that, we have Dream Builders, which is another one of my clients, and they are a deck and remodel company for your outside, doing like patios, decks, boat houses, all that jazz. And then they also have Grow Depot, which on the 20th of October, we are going to be there at their anniversary party, which is going to be huge. So if you want to come to another great event in October, Grow Depot is going to have their event. So it's going to be very, very awesome. So, yes. Okay. I'm glad that you're on here. Yes, we have tried the barbecue sauce. And on my last live video, when I got back from Fire on the Mountain, I shouted you guys out, and it's awesome. And what he's referring to is the barbecue sauce by Cannabis. And this is cannabis infused barbecue sauce. It has a little bit of a kick to it, but it is super. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be at the event to try this out. So they're a very cool company. We met them at Fire on the Mountain, and they actually donated this bottle to me for the event. So the judges can try it out if they want to. So, but yeah, no, I love the barbecue sauce. And speaking of which, we'll be at Fire on the Mountain. We are listed as another special guest for Fire on the Mountain coming up here in November. And then also, I am going to announce I am official judge for the Cultivator Cup at Cannabis Hemp Farms coming up in November. November 9th is their event. And I've been asked to not only be a judge, but I was asked to have my podcast booth out there. I actually, last year I went to their event, and the day before their event, I had reached out to them asking if they would be there or if I could come to do interviews. And they said yes. Well, about 2 weeks ago, they messaged me and said, hey, I don't know if you remember us, but we're Cannabis Hemp Farms, and we would love to have you back. Your energy and the interviews was amazing. And we not only would like you to be there doing your podcast, but we'd also like you to be a judge. And I went a step further by asking them if I could speak publicly right before the awards ceremony about mental health and cannabis. And they said yes. So I will also be speaking there as well. So I'm really, really excited about that. If you guys want to enter or be a vendor for Cannabis Hemp Farms, make sure you reach out on their page. It's a $50 vendor fee. And it's going to be a really awesome event. Oh, look, Deidre's in here. Fire on the Mountain. What's going on, girl? She is awesome, and she has been so nice to us and so wonderful. And her event was such an amazing time. If you didn't go to Fire on the Mountain before, you need to go to Fire on the Mountain in November. It was spot on, and everybody just great moods, great energies. I did a huge dab, almost lost my mind when I got back to my booth. People were talking to me, and 804 Grow Tent, one of my good friends, was like, dude, he's like, you look fucking stoned. And I'm like, I am. So it was really good. And hopefully, you know, if she's able to, maybe she'll show up at the event as well. But it's really cool. And that's why I love these events. It's getting out, it's getting connected, it's meeting people, getting engaged. You know, it's one thing to socialize here on social media and get to know people. It's another thing when you can go ahead and meet people that you've never met before in a different state. It changes the dynamic. Plus, it shows you how cannabis is in different states. You know, we have that lucky ability in Virginia to home grow. Well, when I was in New Jersey this past weekend, there's no home growing. For every plant is a year in jail in New Jersey. So you got 6 plants, that's a minimum of 6 years in jail. It's bullshit. And that's why, speaking to some of those people there who live in outlaw states that are still pioneering this and trying to get the education and doing their best, it was awesome. We did a couple of interviews where we didn't have the camera on because they didn't want their faces to be on it, which is totally understandable. But what I love the fact is even though they're fighting their battles to make it recreational, they have such a huge heart for cannabis. And that's really what matters more, is not so much about being able to do it, but just keeping it relevant, talking about it, breaking that stigma, breaking that taboo, and really, really, you know, pushing it forward. And that's why, you know, I just have become full force with this, mainly because one, I am fighting a stigma, but two, I'm doing something more important. And what I feel that I'm doing, which is important, has nothing to do with me. And like I was saying earlier to a couple of people on Discord earlier today, none of this matters. I don't matter. This podcast doesn't matter. My platform doesn't even matter. What matters is the ability that we can come into each other's lives in either short or long periods of time and change the trajectory. Either make it better, give somebody more hope, more value, more inspiration, so they can go live the life that they deserve. So many of us are living a life that we don't deserve, and we're disguising it, and these are words of Jim Carrey, as disguising it as taking a safe route based on practicality. And the problem with that is the life wasn't designed to live quietly. Life is about expression. It's about noise. It's about energy. And when you can create that within yourself and you can create that in others, everything changes. It has nothing to do with any of this. My entire platform does not matter. For anybody that thinks that it does, it doesn't. What matters are the voices and the decisions that people make after this conversation. And even if it's just making their day better or just making them feel a little bit better about themselves, or it gives somebody the confidence to take on a full challenge, it doesn't matter. Because when we all die, when we're all sitting in that bed in our final moments and hours, I guarantee you, none of us will be thinking about any of this. It'll be about the experiences, the relationships. And that's why my barbecue event, the MadManPlant Barbecue Smoke and Smokeout, is all about that. Even though my name is on this event isn't about me. This event is about the courageous women out there who are fighting breast cancer and domestic abuse, and the men and women out there who are fighting suicide awareness and thoughts like that. And when we can save people and bring people together and give people a second chance, it is a beautiful thing. That's what this is all about. For anybody wondering, it has nothing to do with me. That's why, in a way, I wear the mask, because you're not looking at my face. You're looking at the person I'm talking to, because the person I'm talking to is providing the value for me, for my platform to share with you, to provide value for you guys. It's a trickle effect. It's all going downhill from the person I interview to the last person that heard it. And I'm sure there have been times where people have felt down, and I hope that they turned into my podcast and felt a little bit better that day and took something away from it. The education and what we can really do once we eliminate that ego. You know, me and my therapist talk about it all the time. You have to go send your ego to the electric chair to die. Once you do that, you can open yourself up. And when you're fighting for something, when you want something more, that's more than finances, more than physical gains, it's about ability to change something that not even money could change. You can't make somebody just go believe in themselves. It takes time and energy. It takes consistency with some people. So to do certain things like that, in my opinion, I feel like that's where I'm starting to do great work. My biggest thing in life was I always wanted to do something great, something more than myself. So at the end of my life, I could feel something. And that's really what this podcast is about. You know, I say this a lot in a way that I'm using this as a selfish platform. And the reason it's selfish is there's things about me that I'm trying to change. And physically, you can't do that. These are on an emotional, spiritual level that are way different than just, you know, throwing something at it. And when I have the people on my podcast open up and be vulnerable, I feel alive. I feel like I'm being able to tap into something special and extract something that not everybody gets to extract from. And that in myself is changing the way I feel about myself, because I've always lacked value, validation, you know, wanting to be good, discredited, being the underdog, being picked on, being, having people just not believe in anything that I have to say. And, you know, it's hurtful. You want to feel validated. You want to feel like you're important and you have meaning behind your words, and people listen to that and actually run with it. And when you find yourselves in situations where you're not, you got to change those environments. And one thing, like the 3 cardinal rules that I keep talking about, which are: number 1, only walk into a room whose people, they light up when they see, which means they get excited, they get energy, they want to see you, they want you to do better. Number 2, the fastest way to get where you want to be in life is slowly. And that is something I'm experiencing. This overnight success, these little glimpses that people reveal of limelight, it's not all what it seems to be. The bigger factor is not the monetary instant changes or whatever. It's the value of longevity. Can you say that your brand and your vision will be here 20 years from now? Can you say that it'll make such an impact that it will grow on its own to support a following and influence and people that really vibe and want to invest in you and donate to you and help you be successful? That's where all of this lies. These short forms of successes and what you see on social media with people bragging, it's temporary. Let's look at the long run. And that's why I encourage everybody to think of this like a business plan, to develop something that you can rely on, fall back on. And when things get tough, you don't give up. You don't stop. You know, this event is very special to me because the first time I had this event or thought of the idea of the venue said no to my idea. And then I tried to have the event at a second location at Hydroculture, and only one person showed up. And then I'm about to have my event at the same event where they said that they weren't able to hold my event at that time. And what I want to talk about this is no is not a negative. As I was talking to Paul, one of the sales rep from HLG, who's actually going to be coming down to the barbecue event. He supports it so much that he's flying in from Tennessee to attend the event. He's one of their huge reps. And we were talking about the word no. And what does that mean? And see, no is not a dead end. No just means temporarily, whatever you're trying to do with somebody, they can't do it. And that's the same thing as people's words and what happens on social media is we hear something we don't like or something that's going to stop our plan or what we're thinking about, and then we get pissed. That is the wrong answer. I've had so many clients in my own business who said no to me, and then a year later, I forgot about them, but they didn't forget about me. And they hit me up and they said, hey, we're ready to go. And we've been watching you since, you reached out to us, and we're so excited to work with you. So take that for what it's worth. When you deal with people in situations, not everybody is going to get your idea. Not everybody's going to think your idea is wonderful or valuable, regardless of how valuable or wonderful it is. Some people just need to wait to see things happen. I was at a store today dropping off some flyers, and one of the guys at the store who I didn't really think, vibed with me too well, actually vibes with me a lot. But throughout the relationship, I kept it cool, kept my opinions and my feelings to myself, only did the things that would benefit, our relationship. And now they're in full support of what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be donating. So to the winners. So that's what I'm talking about is everything that we do is longevity based. We are in a building stage of our life. It may take 6 years to build. It may take 10 years. It could take 20 years. There's a quote that says, if you don't make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s. If you don't make it in your 30s, you'll make it in your 40s. If you don't make it in your 40s, you can make it in your 50s. You don't make it in your 50s, you'll make it in your 60s. That's the idea that eventually whatever we set out to do, it will come. The problem is, are you going to be around for it when your opportunity comes? Because a lot of times, most of you, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but most of you will quit. And it's a natural decision to do because it's based on uncertainty. It's based on too many factors. And when we live a life where obviously you got to pay bills and obviously, life is life and you got to handle life, it could take you away from that. But if you can try to stay consistent, and consistency isn't like, so success and consistency isn't like this like chart where it just like goes up, right? Consistency, like here's time. So time's a constant, right? But consistency looks up and then it's down, and then it's up and then it's up and then it's down, and then it equals out in the mid-level and then it's down. The mindset of whatever you do is self-serving. The problem with most people is when there's nobody there to help them push the ball forward, they quit, they stop because there's nothing there to keep them going. And when you're on your own business or you do your own thing, nobody shows up, nobody. And If you don't show up for yourself, I think personally, that's the biggest insult. There are so many people that are going to fake on you in this world. There's so many people that are not going to take you seriously. Why would you, as a person, be that way to yourself? Why would you not take yourself seriously? Why would you not want to grow as a human? Why wouldn't you want to take yourself on? What if you worked, like Jim Carrey said, what if you downgraded your life for a year to live a life like most people won't for the rest of your life? You know, what type of level of investment are you going to give to yourself so you can get what you truly want? None of this that I've experienced is by luck or just because people like me. When you deal with money and sponsors, it's a business transaction. Yes, everybody's friendly, but at the end of the day, they're not doing this because they like you. They're doing this because they see the value in what you're trying to bring. So that's also something in it too, is what are you doing? Being online and just talking isn't enough. What can you do outside your realm, outside your comfort zone, outside yourself that can really bring interest? Something that makes you feel like warm inside, something that makes you feel like, man, I really helped somebody today. I think somebody's going to live a better life because they heard this or they think about this. Let's see here. Every day is a struggle, but the response I get from family and the community keeps me pushing forward. I can't say I'll last the test of time, but I will give it all I have. Okay. Bushmaster, great statement. And I don't know if anybody here has read the book, The Power of One More. I've listened to the audio book, but I know the concept of it. And I actually carry around the book with me in Honey's backpack all the time because somebody gave me the book. But The Power of One More is the concept of the books. It was written by a very successful business owner. The business owner's dad was a severe alcoholic. When he was like in his mid-20s or whatever, his dad got clean for the very first time. And he asked his dad, he said, "Hey, Dad, do you think you'll always be sober?" And his dad looked at him and said, I don't know if I'll always be sober, but I can tell you I'll be sober for one more day. So when business started to get rough for this guy, he called his dad and said, "Hey, things aren't working out. I'm thinking about quitting." And his dad said, "Why don't you just give it one more day?" He's like, "Don't quit. Just give it one more day, one more email, one more phone call, one more thought, one more effort." And now he's a multimillionaire because he didn't give up on himself. And that's what I'm trying to impress on you guys right now is we are truly the designers of our life. We are luxury designers, and we can do anything with our lives. If you want to have a big house, paint it in the picture. If you want to impact millions of people, write it down. Look at it and visualize it. Think about it. Because here's another thing too. If you spend your time being negative, negativity breeds negativity. And you might think that you're really good at hiding it. And I thought I used to be good at hiding negativity too. But it comes out in different ways. And people aren't stupid. They know if you're happy or if you're not. And when it comes to building relationships or a brand or a company, you need to be in a positive light. Nobody wants to do business with a Debbie Downer. Nobody wants to sit in a room with somebody that's complaining all the time, looking at life like life is the size of this headphone and it'll never get bigger. This headphone fits in this house. This house fits in this world. It's much bigger than what we're looking at. But some of us, we focus just on this little piece of whatever it is that comes into our lives, whether it's drama, anger, emotion, disappointment, setbacks, and we just focus on this. And then what we do is we realize that this is life, how I feel right now, and this will never change. And that's bullshit. What changes is how we define our actions. And when you do things that are intentional, that have purpose, that mean something, not only do you feel accomplished because you set out and achieved those goals, but you feel great because you know that you're capable. One of the biggest biggest signs and ways to kill your spirit and your motivation is to contemplate and second guess and say, I don't know if I can do that. Teddy Roosevelt said, the person that says he can and the person that says he cannot are both correct. You got to decide where you're going to be in that realm, because you're going to be right on both sides. Whether you turn out to be a great success and somebody that you really feel like has, grasped a quality of life that you feel comfortable with, or somebody that sits on the sidelines and watches other people live their lives. And believe me, you don't want to be on the sidelines of life. You want to experience it. I used to feel dead inside. Actually, last year, I felt dead inside. And I told Lacey, I was like, I'm sick of my life. I'm sick of the clients that I serve. They don't get what I do. It's always a hassle. I was like, I need something different. I need to be traveling. I need to be on airplanes. I need to be out of Virginia, going somewhere, doing something so I can become more than just some guy that lives here in Fredericksburg, Virginia in his basement. And that was October of last year. This year, by the end of this year, I will have completed over 15 stops in states. I've been on almost 30 airplanes and still picked up more stops along the way. By the end of this, we'll probably have done 20 to 23 events this year with our booth space. What changed? What happened in November where I was so furious and frustrated with my life, hating it, frustrated, angry, emotional, everything, from going on tour to meeting people to promoting my brand? Nothing happened in those amount of times. All I did was make the right decisions. All I did was create the value. All I did was reach out to people. That's all it is. It's nothing more, nothing less. You paint the picture and they will come. You build it and they will come. Success doesn't come to you. You have to go to it. That's the key. If you sit in your house, nobody's just going to randomly show up one day and say, you're amazing. Where have you been my whole life? Nobody. Get out there. Yeah. See what Phoebe said? You'll be a hamster running along the same wheel, doing the same things over and over, rather than look at the bigger picture. And that is 100% right. Root Nerd says that's why addiction and PTSD are so difficult to overcome. They use ketamine and psilocybin to enable the brain to form a neutral. Hold on, I have to blow this up. I'm looking at a small screen here. Hold on. A neural pathway with the right guidance. Yep. Sorry about that. I don't have my comments turned on my side screen. Give me a second here. In the meantime, right now, I'm going to take a quick break because I've been speaking nonstop for 30 minutes, and I'm going to smoke a joint, and I encourage anybody who's smoking to smoke with me while I talk about some more great stuff. You got to stand up to stand out. That is 100% true. But like I said, at the end of the day, these are just words. These are just ideas. These are just things that are coming out of my mouth. It's our job and our opportunity to make life of them, to breed them, to allow them to fulfill us. And once we do that, it'll change forever. Yep, never say never. Exactly. I just feel that in today's world, we live under like a blinded eye of who we should be and how we should be. And for the longest time, even with me, like I would have never worn pink before, like a couple years ago. I thought pink was a girly color, I wouldn't be caught dead in it. And now my hair is going to be pink for the event. I'm wearing a pink t-shirt. My shoes are pink. Yeah, I got pink gauges. I wanted, the whole reason I even changed my hair color was I wanted to do something that I don't normally do so I could feel different. I didn't know how it affected me. I honestly thought when I changed my hair color, people were going to make a whole bunch of comments thinking I was going through a midlife crisis or, whatever. Nobody said anything. And in fact, most people liked it. I was so nervous for years. I would never dye my hair color. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to stand out. But now, even myself, and this is why you practice what you preach. Now I'm trying to do things to totally step outside my comfort zone so I can feel confident. I can feel loved. In the song, it said, one of the lyrics said, it didn't dawn on me I couldn't love somebody else if I didn't love myself. And one of the things that I've done this year is truly learn to try to how to love myself. Not just thinking you're great and being like narcissistic or you have a big ego, but love yourself in the sense because you know who you are. You know your morals. You'll know you'll stand for them. You'll stand for something. You won't just go with the wind because the wind's blowing in that direction and everybody is going away from you. This indomitable spirit that I talk about is built within all of us. The problem is some of us just never activate that spirit. That spirit will take you away. It'll put you in positions and environments you never thought were possible. When I interview a lot of big time company owners and we talk to them a lot, we ask them one of the questions, did you ever think that you would be in this position? And a lot of people who are in invaluable positions now will tell you that they never thought that they would be where they are today. And the reason that is because they weren't looking to be where they were today. They were trying to solve a problem. They were trying to create a solution. They were trying to bring understanding or breaking a stigma or a taboo. That's what makes valuable people. Is these people, they were on a mission. They wanted to change the world in some aspect, and then they did. Let's see here. Stand for something and know your worth, or no one ever will. That is 100%. If you don't know, like for instance, when I started shooting videos, I would do videos for $250 and I'd do the whole day for somebody. And I was like, damn, $250 a day is good. I make way more than that per day. Let's just say that. What changed again on that? Nobody just decided to pay me more one day. I created and I educated myself. I created a value. I was able to show people the results. I was able to show somebody that you're going to get something from this. And then that matched their perception of the value that I bring. And that's what I'm talking about. All these things, how you start out. Like I saw this on Instagram the other day. Did you know that IKEA, before it was started, was a pen company? Sony was a rice cooker manufacturer. Lamborghini, which most people I'm sure know, used to be a tractor company and build tractors and farm equipment. They even did golf carts at one point. None of these brands like I just mentioned, started out as what they were. Which means just because you start out in some position doesn't mean that's how you're going to finish up. I started as 3D printing. Don't do 3D printing anymore. Didn't want to stand behind a bunch of printers. I wanted to have real relationships. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to connect with people. So I changed it. And now all of a sudden I'm known for mental health and cannabis. It took a year. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to impose on you guys is you are just as capable as I am, if not more capable than I am. Don't allow time to pass you by. You won't get it back. And it'll be one of the saddest things when it is your time to go to realize that you didn't live a life worth living, that you subtracted it or minimized it or ignored it because of taboo or because of reasoning or because of it wasn't the right time. It's always the perfect time to start today. So I'm going to start this joint real quick while I break. I just love talking to you guys, even though it's just me chatting to myself. Let's see here. What are people saying? Fabiator. Let's see here. I started out vending and selling smoke tumblers. Yeah, look. Exactly. Perfect. And now you're throwing events, which hundreds of people show up to and can't stop talking about. Bam. Who else started out with something in the comments and they're somewhere different today that's really helped them improve? I'd like to get some feedback as I talk about. And then also tell me your thoughts on success. How do you breed success? Let's bring up some talking points real quick while I roll this. I also have dabs too, which I think I'm going to do a dab. Pure wisdom. Yes. Well, that's my thing too, is we could settle for all the gimmicks, and I could sit here and just talk about random bullshit, tell you how great of a grower I am and all this other shit. Or I could use this time, which you're not going to get back, and hopefully that we vibe and we learn something and we walk away from something. I was working in an insurance company and now I own my own business. Yep. I learned the value of money at a very young age. Yep. Yeah, I love this. The ability to leave a 9-to-5 and start your own business is so freeing. I really wish most people would try doing that. When you can call the shots and you have something that you have control over that not many people do, and that is time. Time is the most valuable thing we have in this life. It is the stepping stones to our future or to our demise. And if we don't learn to utilize time, just like in the song by Billy Joel, you can get what you want or you can just get old. And nobody wants to lay down and grow old. Nobody. Keep yourself young. Some of the youngest people that are the oldest people in the world are doing things that they love. And that, in a way, is a way for longevity. Doesn't have to be some big impact. If your goal is to just become the best person you can for your friends and family, you are a successful person. If your goal is to sit on a beach and drink margaritas and sangrias, you're successful. Anybody can be successful. It doesn't have to be a criteria. It doesn't have to be anything that's measurable. It's at the end of the day, when we die, can we say that we're content? I started with consulting and all your typical clones and seeds, but it all led me to doing the honey. Yep. I love that, dude. I fucking love that. And for those of you who don't know, this honey is actually very, very delicious. And take a little taste test here. One thing I do like about it is, one, you are going to get stoned from it. But two, you also have a really nice little kick right at the end of it to just kind of really throw it in there. And it is awesome. And what's really cool is the ingredients are simple. They're not over the top. They're not a million things in it. And it's just very clean. And as far as the barbecue goes, it's going to fit perfectly. Yeah. So if you guys want to go to Can of Bees, they're a local made barbecue sauce here in Virginia. And they have a Facebook group called Can of Bees, and go buy yourself a bottle and support them. They're a great local family-owned company doing great things. And I've told them that I want to jump in a bee suit and go collect honey on the podcast. And they said yes. So we're setting that up. You are the second people I'm going to be collecting honey with. So this would be awesome. The other person doesn't do the barbecue sauce. They just do the honey. But she's also 70 years old and really awesome. She was also blown up in Iraq and has a bunch of metal in her back. And she was on the podcast. I met her at the tattoo convention earlier this year. Or get some of that honey. Right now, if you guys are wondering what I'm smoking on, this is the Creature Panic by Soulfire. And let me just show you some of these nugs. So, that's one of the nugs. Bam. That's another nug. That's another nug. That's another nug. You know, I'm starting to think these nugs just got a little too big. Now, I'm actually proud of myself because this is the first successful harvest I've had since I've been battling. Well, the first round was rusted mites. Second round was thrips. And I heard that a lot of people got thrips this year. Like a lot of people. Like it wasn't just me. Even one of the podcasts was talking about people got thrips. Let's see. So glad you're enjoying, my man. Those bees appreciate all the support. Well, yeah, and it's saving the bees. You know, there was a whole documentary on Netflix about saving the bees and the value of bees. So I'm going to slow it down for some ASR or ASMR. Yeah, no, I had to do that. Let's see here. All right, so here's what I need. This is what I'm asking for. I need competitors for the smoked chicken, the brisket, and the vegan option. We have 5 categories. We have some serious prizes that are about to be announced. The ones I can announce so far are 5 Rootner devices for each category. We have 5 arrow mixers. Cutco Knives, the knife company, is donating 5 sets of knives. Also, we have a huge mystery box from me. We also have stuff coming from a couple of different companies, and once I verify what they're giving me, I will name them. But this is going to be a huge lineup. I'm thinking anywhere from about 500 and up worth of prizes for each winner of the competition. Plus, we're doing several raffles that day. All that money will go directly to charity, no percentages. So anything that you raffle off will be donated. Right now, we're just under $900. And my goal is 1,500, and we still have 4 weeks. So I'm thinking that if everything goes right, I could get us close to $2,000. How cool would that be? My first event that we did, and we raised $2,000 for breast cancer. Amazing. Fucking amazing. That's almost more. That's almost half of what we brought in for the event to pay for everything through sponsorship. That is fucking amazing. And for you guys that don't know, the Pink Ribbon Boutique is a shop that's located here in Henrico County, which is literally minutes, like 30 minutes probably from Homegrown. And they are a boutique store that sells women clothing, prosthetic breasts, and a whole bunch of different accessories. Plus, not only that, but they offer resources to women for counseling and other type of services for women to feel comfortable in their body again. They are going to be at the event with the booth. And not only that, but they will be collecting the money and be involved with a group shot, which is why it's so important for you guys to buy these shirts, because we're going to support breast cancer with a photo with all of us behind that check, and the cash money will be donated that day. So it's not just the presenting the check, like they're getting the full wad of cash right then and there at the event. And it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be right before the barbecue competition kicks off. And I'm going to have them speak, and it is going to be so fucking cool. My goal is now starting to get to $2,000. Next year, when I do my event, I want $5,000 to $10,000 raised for breast cancer and domestic abuse. Because honestly, guys, that tied with suicide awareness is so important. Even men are at risk of getting breast cancer. So this is something that not only just affects women. The cancer community is so big and just so becoming more and more each day, from our friends, our families, people we know. We need to do something. The research is getting there. You know, it's amazing what we can do now versus just 10 years ago, but they still need our help, because any of us are susceptible None of us know our fate. None of us know what it's like to go through that. And GI's wife is a double mastectomy survivor, and she's thriving. Business owner, rocking her shit back to her life. But that's a huge part of her life, having all that removed and all the pain and emotion and all the things that she must have gone through. But today, you wouldn't recognize that. And that is the beauty of getting somebody back to their self, back to their life. And that's what the Pink Ribbon Boutique does for women. So we are so, so thankful for you guys to accept the donation, because we actually reached out to several charities. Most people wanted to accept the money and be at the event, but most people already had an event scheduled that day because breast cancer is October month. And guess when they're going to be having the breast cancer awareness event? In October. But I just think that is so powerful and just so cool, because we don't know the people that this money is going to affect, whether it's one person or 20 people or 30 people, and we'll never know. And that's the beauty. And they'll never know either. They'll just know that they were able to get the service that they need so they can get back to their life. And it blows my mind, because to me, that's like making $1 million. To me, that's winning the jackpot, because these are not cannabis people. I don't even know if they smoke, but they're still going to be here. And that's what we're talking about. And then we also have the Purple Runway, which is my friend Gigi, who's a rape survivor and a domestic violence survivor. And not only is she going to be speaking at the event, but her charity is something that you should get connected with. And if you know anybody that's going through domestic abuse, she helps women walk the purple runway with her to freedom from those situations. And it is a beautiful thing. And also, I'm going to have my friend, the CPR chick. Hopefully she'll be with me. And she actually works with sex trafficking victims and worked with them, getting them out of the game and getting them into safe houses. And she actually works with the police department and the sex trafficking division. And when we were at the tattoo convention, I didn't know how much tattoos play into sex trafficking, whether they're punishment tattoos, tattoos of status, tattoos of ownership, tattoos of pimps. And a lot of this is disguise. So something that you might think is like cool or a little bit weird has a meaning and a status. And these tattoos are way more demonic in certain instances. And a lot of what they deal with is what's the word? Trauma bonding with their abusers, with the people they're involved with. And not only can it put the tattoo, like for instance, like let's say if they went to a tattoo artist and had them cover it up, well, the tattoo artist's life could be in jeopardy because of covering that tattoo up. So they're also educating tattoo artists to not put themselves in danger or get involved with it. So there's just, hey, Grow Me Talk, there's just so much to learn about everything. And what we see is not always what it is. And sometimes it's a lot deeper and darker than we think. And when we can help people get out of these situations and move away from the madness and the demonic behaviors and just the disgustingness, those people get a life again. And then they can be like you, getting inspired, growing their garden, getting connected, and allowing themselves to take themselves away out of that. And I'm hoping that we're going to get one of these victims on the show, because I think that would be really cool. I was actually, this is totally off topic, but I was actually thinking about going to an adult convention, where they have all like the porn stars and everything, and set up there and talk about mental health and sex, because I think cannabis, sex, and then mental health also have a realm to them. Because think about it, with cannabis, it can make it more pleasurable. There's a lot of great things, but also these women are actors, and they're also engaged in these type of things. And it'd be interesting to me, honestly, to talk about mental health, away from just the hype about being a porn star, and more of like, do women do it for empowerment, or how does it affect their psyche, or how do they get into it, or how do they define themselves and their comfortability, so I think one thing with the podcast and what I'm trying to do is start to enter a lot of different arenas that don't really have cannabis in the forefront, and then be able to connect cannabis. Like when we were at the tattoo convention, we were talking to the Fredericksburg roller derby who smokes weed, and some of those girls are awesome, empowered women doing great things. We talked to people that got blown up in Iraq. We talked to people about suicide awareness. We talked about mental health. We talked about depression, and we're at a tattoo convention, where people are getting tattoos, and the same level of conversation involving cannabis and all these other topics were there. So that's one thing that I'm trying to do, is really kind of break out the stigma, because I'm sure there's millions of people in different situations and genres and everything that smoke cannabis. And why wouldn't you? It's so great. So, that's also how I'm trying to be different too, is I'm not just trying to stay in the cannabis realm. I want to be able to talk to anyone and everyone about different topics or situations or awareness, and then help people feel empowered. Because with education comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes the power, because that's where you can make things. Let's see here. I'm driving to an emergency call and speaking to my headphones, so I'm keeping it short. Don't want to misspell anything. Oh, misspell it and reword it, kind of like Mad Libs. That game where you tell one person and then he goes around the circle, and then by the time he gets back, it's a totally different message because everybody hears it differently. We played that game. I don't know if anybody's played that game. We played that guy. Yes, telephone. You were alive early days like I was. They don't do that anymore. And remember in high school where they had that big parachute and we all went under it and then closed it behind us and then all lifted it out and would run out or run to the center? Where's that anymore? We used to have the rope climbing in schools. You probably can't do that because of safety now. Somebody could fall off the rope, which never happened. I used to love the ropes. I'm not going to lie. The Creature Panic is fantastic. If you guys have not tried Creature Panic, you definitely should. It is nice. So tomorrow, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C., and I'm actually going to be set up, and I think I'm going to do it through my live. I'm going to try to see if I can do my sound through my Surface Pro. I'm going to be at the Private Equity Meets Public Equity event, and this is an event held in Washington, D.C. with investors, angel fund people, big people in the cannabis space, brands, a lot of the Congress people and everything. And they're going to be talking about cannabis reform and processing. One of my friends who invited me to set up my podcast, they're trying to take cannabis and turn the stalks and all the process into jet fuel, and then sell it to the government to save costs and resources on fossil fuels, oils, and other things like that, and show that cannabis can actually be used for fuel, and that we could actually fuel our planes with cannabis instead, as a better alternative. And because everything's just discarded anyways, cannabis is one of the strongest fibers in the world, stronger than steel in some aspects. And with that being said, there's just so many properties, from oils to textiles to clothing to building houses to you name it. cannabis can be involved with and create that. So it's going to be really cool to speak to some of these high level people tomorrow about cannabis reform and the way we use cannabis and some of the people that are out there. So I will be going live through StreamYard. They'll be sporadic. So you'll just have to pay attention tomorrow if everything works accordingly as it should. Because I'm going to take my Surface Pro, plug my soundboard into the Surface Pro, and then I think that should work. So it won't be like a high-end camera, but the audio will be perfect. So that's what matters more. And I'm going to be setting up in a restaurant, so it's a little bit different. Oh, yeah. What's up, Creative? It's good to see you around, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Let's see here. Fabiator Anthony, what's going on? Is Gronomic still here, or he's still working? Rocks in here. I got an ear infection. My ear has been killing me. You know, it's funny. Earlier today, I went to the doctor, and I was like, "Hey," I have an ear infection, and the doctor's like, he's like, "How do you know you have an ear infection?" I was like, "Cause I can tell." And at the appointment, he's like, "You really know your stuff." And I was like, "Dude, I told you I had an ear infection." Yeah, I got them in both ears, and they fucking hurt like shit. And it's getting to the point where it goes down to my jaw, and it's been killing me on the back of the jaw. So I'm just like, ugh. That's why I had to move my headphone, because I'm like, nope, no more pain. Smoke more weed, pain goes away. Let's see here. While we're here, I'm going to show you guys who haven't seen the trophies of what you could win. Whew. Now, this trophy was methodically picked out because of its color and then what it stands for. And I'm really excited because 5 people are going to be walking away with these trophies. Now, this jewel that looks red is actually hot pink. You can't tell because of the way the lighting is in the studio, but it is hot pink. Very bright, much like the lettering on my shirt. And it is awesome. And what I love about this is, first of all, the trophy at the bottom says MadManPlant's Barbecue Smoke and Smokeout. Second of all, what I really love about this is the fact that, first of all, we have the fire. The fire represents the barbecue. It represents all those flavors and that warm feeling of coming together and being a community and serving a purpose. Followed by that, we have the crown jewel, which is the purple stone, if you will. And that's to resemble the resilience and the fact that we can go through situations like cancer and come out like a diamond, something so shiny and perfect, and we can take back our lives and continue to live the way we do. Finally, by that, it's topped off with the cup, followed by the barbecue logo. And that's to signify the ultimate champion who showed up and showed out and won the hearts and minds of flavor with everybody there. And that's what I love about these trophies is it truly represents the event all the way from the heat to the resiliency to the ultimate winner. And that's what I'm talking about is everything has to have meaning. Everything has to have value because that's how we tell stories. You know, if I just said, oh, here's the trophy, they're pretty cool. It probably didn't sound as cool as I just described it. But when we break it down into that sense, it becomes more. We're not just winning a trophy. We're creating a memory. We're going to live from this. We're going to thrive from this. And somehow this is going to go on somebody's mantle, somebody's office, and they're going to look at that each day and realize that they stood up for breast cancer, that they stood up for awareness, and they came and saw and conquered that event. So these trophies, 5 of them are going to 5 winners, and I cannot wait for these people to win these trophies and really walk home with something that they can really be proud about. And, you know, it's a great story of how you help make a difference and the value that you bring as a person. So that's the trophy. And then obviously we still have the stickers for sale, which are $1. 100% of the proceeds from all stickers go to charity. Mark Harrer was at Fire on the Mountain, and he actually came by our booth, and he really loves our mission. He also donated money, and not only that, but there is a possibility that he may be coming to the event as well, and that would be really cool. And he's a very nice guy, and we got to talking, and I think we're going to be connecting soon. So, like I said, there's just so many people who are just a part of this, and whether it's just your thought, whether it's just showing up for the event, whether it's you're sharing it on your story, whether you're talking about it to your friends, there's so many ways to be a part of this, and everybody plays such an important role. And I want to thank everybody that has done things up to this point so far to help us really raise awareness, because I believe, and this is one of the first of its events that's going to be like a cannabis summit, where we're actually going to do it like the big leagues, where we have public speaking and food trucks and DJs and vendors and photographers there that are going to be capturing the whole event. So there's going to be tons of photos. Patrick Lacey is a good friend of mine that we just met at a tattoo convention earlier this year. I hired him to do all the photos. So please get your picture taken by him. We have Cheese, who is the MC for the event. He's going to be going around the microphone, just shouting out a bunch of stuff, talking to people, engaging people. We have volunteers. We do need more volunteers. We need everybody from the VIP parking area to the ticket area to food stations to runners running the barbecue, from the barbecue competition area to the judges so the judges can't see, to aftercare cleanup, because obviously we want to be invited back. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to blow up so big that even if we are invited back, which I know we will be, we may not be able to hold it there because we're going to need more space, which is why I'm also looking for people who have bigger areas to throw parties at, because if this goes the way that I think, it's going to be crowded, and it's going to be for good reason. Plus, as a nonprofit owner myself and other people that are on board, we can easily pull alcohol licenses, so we can sell beer and have food trucks and other things like that. And that's also another benefit, is tying in with these other nonprofits, other businesses. You can do things like that. So like I said, it's just getting bigger and bigger, and all of you guys are a part of it. And I really, just am excited about this, because like I said, at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me. This is the event for the women. This has become an empowerment event unintentionally, and I love it. And I'm just so thankful that I get to do this, because this is my third time trying to do this, and it's finally happening in a very big way. And that's why none of you guys could ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever do it. I don't care if it takes 20 years. I don't care if nobody shows up for your lives for a year straight. Just keep going. The third cardinal rule, which I don't know if I said it, is the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next. So keep climbing. And that is going to be something, no matter where you get, there'll be a new level, a new version of what you have to achieve. And that can all be done through self. So, but yeah, no, I really enjoy what I do, and I believe in what I do. And, it's just one of those things. It's where time to show down or shut up, type deal, put out or shut up, or whatever they say. Spanish Casey in the house. Vixen Grows, what's going on? Let's see. Grow Me Talk. Yep. Help smash that like button. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, I forgot to turn on my banner here. See, I got this fancy thing. Don't even use it. Spanish Casey. Bam. So, in the chat, I kind of want to do a giveaway. In the chat, let's see how many people would like a giveaway. Go ahead. Because I'm going to give away 2 items tonight. I'm going to give away 1 VIP swag bag, which is a minimum of a $20 donation. And not only am I going to give the swag bag away, but I'm going to donate your $20 for you. So the swag bag still gets credit. Yes, but I want you guys to have some energy in the crowd. See, Hazy Gardens got the idea. Hell yeah. Where's your fucking energy? We've been talking about this all goddamn night. Energy. I want to give away 1 swag bag where I'm going to donate the $20 for the person that wins it. And I'm going to give away 1 jersey. And that jersey gets entered tonight because all the final jerseys have to be made in the order by 9 o'clock tonight to ensure that they're here in enough time before the event. So if you have not gotten your jersey, if you don't win this giveaway, you should probably sign up. I'm just kidding. That's funny though. Because I really want people to be a part of this. And what I'm doing is just so great. And it warms my heart to have you guys be a part of this. So this will be great for everybody. All right. Let's see here. Share screen. Enter screen. Bam. Screen 3. Bam. All right. All right. The first one for the VIP swag bag. Yes, they are fire. And tonight's the last night you can order them. If you don't have Cash App or Venmo, I can send you a direct pay link through Stripe. 1 entry so far. Well, I guess I know who wins if only 1 person enters. Oh, 2. Now I won't know because there's only 2 people that entered. 3. 4. Turismo. Type in VIP swag bag real quick. 5. There's 12 people, so let's go, bitches. I just called you guys bitches. That's funny. Yep, we're looking good. Yep. All right, we got 9 people out of 13. About to, you know what? Fuck this shit. I think I'm about to roll a new joint. Yep. Bam. Chapter X. Yep. What's going on, dude? Yeah. Let's give a special shout out to Root Nerds. 1, for always being a homie. But 2, for his awesome donation to our event. Our winners wouldn't be so lucky if they did not get a Root Nerds device, allowing them to germinate faster, and not only germinate, but to deal with clones. And with their new device, they are going to love it. And I can't thank you enough, Mark, for all your support and the wonderful vibe and energy that you bring to this community. I think everybody will agree with me that we are so lucky to have you be a part of this community with us. All right. Look at this nug. Again, it's like, look at my size of nug. I'm just gonna throw this into the grinder. It's almost as big as the grinder. That's what I love. This is what I love. I love marijuana. I love marijuana. And this Creature Panic has a super like gas smell. Like it smells like straight gasoline sitting in a bag. All right, we got 12 entries, 15 people. Who has not entered? I wonder if CC is back. She said she had to go somewhere. Oh, yeah, she's back. I didn't push those buttons. Let's see. We got 12 people. 12 people. All right. All right. So let's see who the winner for a swag bag is. What question did you leave on the screen? Tell me. Hold on, I have to blow up my screen bigger. Barbecue question. If we're competing and cooking at home, do we have to bring the meat already plated, or will there be a place for us to cut and carve? Okay, I do have plates, paper plates, knives, forks, spoons, cups, all that jazz. So if you just wanted to bring it, like if you, let's say if you're doing a pork butt and you just wanted to bring it in tin foil, then I would just bring it in the tin foil and then you can cut it there. We'll have enough plates or stuff to spare a few. Plus, I'll provide the plates given to the judges. So you just bring your food. But we do have industrial warmers. So we can also put it in one of those just to keep it. We just want to keep it out of the sight of judges. We don't want the judges to see. And I'll also have probably one smoker there. So if we did need to heat it up at all or get it warmed, we could do that as well. I hope that answers your question. And thanks for flying with MadManPlant today. All right. Well, shall we pick a winner? All right. 15 people, 18 watching, 3 people don't want to enter. All right. Here we go. Damn, Hazy. Do you rig that shit? Like, are you hacking my computer right now? Like, what is going on? Hazy is our winner. Yeah, I think it's rigged. I think that's why she's been coming into the Discord so much. She's been trying to hack my computer each time we've been in Discord together, and then she finally did it. Oh, Hazy Garden. Are you there? Are you going to accept your prize? You got a parking ticket today? How much was it? You know what? It's not too bad. Do-over? I don't know. Maybe if I get enough votes, we will do a do-over because I don't think she won fair and square. Something tells me that she did something. I don't know what she did, but we're going to find out because nobody just wins like that. All right. All right. Well, let's see here. So, a Hazy Garden, all you got to do is go to my website, madmanplant.com, to the barbecue section, and then fill out the form for the swag bag. And then when it asks you to submit a picture, just submit a picture of yourself because it's mainly for the receipt. Just like a little like face shot. Tell me the size shirt that you want, and then we'll make sure that you're locked and loaded. That's why, guys, if you want to sign up for the swag bag, it's important that you do it now, only because when we get to the event, sizes and bags are limited. We only have X amount of mediums, X amount of larges. It goes from medium to 2XL. So you don't want to wait last minute, because if you get to the event thinking, oh man, I'll get the last one, show up at 11 o'clock, there's a good chance that we could be sold out, because these bags aren't just going to the people attending the event. There's only 100 and they're going all over. So please keep that in mind if you are thinking about it. Now, what's cool about VIP is, since I harvested and I have a lot of nice, beautiful bud, I'm going to put a joint in each person's swag bag at the event. And what's cool is, if you got a VIP swag bag, obviously I don't ship weed through the mail. You'll smoke your own stuff, but you will join us at 11:30 on a virtual call, and you will get to smoke with all the VIP members at the event. And it'll be through a link called DialPad, and I'll send a private link out, and we're going to have a huge smoke session. Yes, you can support it by donating. You can either order a jersey. Let's just go to the website real quick and walk you guys through this real quick. So if you go to MadManPlant.com, perfect, just like that. And then you go to events. You must go down here to the barbecue smoke and smoke out. You also must log in. If you did not log in or create an account by pushing that button right there. It will not allow you to see this. If you are attending or competing, you will fill out this form. If you want to volunteer, which we love volunteers, and volunteers will have their own thank you little bag from us, it'll be at this one. And like I said, we have VIP tables, the food station, barbecue competition runners, event cleanup, and then VIP parking assistants. If you want to order a jersey, today is the last day for jerseys. If you try to buy it through the website, it'll tell you that you can't do it. The only reason that is because Stripe shut my website down, but they didn't shut my entire account down. They just won't let payments go through, because I am a cannabis education company, and that's still a product. And since I offer cannabis education, I sell cannabis products, is what they said, which is bullshit. It's kind of funny that I can collect payments, but it just can't be connected to the website. Anyways, with that, tonight is the last night for the jerseys. It's $31.50. You can choose your size all the way up to extra small to 2X, and you get your name on it. Like here, we have Green Year, and this is Green Year's shirt. So with that being said, please make sure that you put your order in tonight. Now, when you do that, you'll come over here and you're going to message me, and you can do it through the website, or you can just do it on Instagram. And then I will go ahead and either have you Cash App, Venmo, or send you a direct pay link for Stripe. You'll also give me the size and the name that you want on the back of the jersey. Followed by that, we have the VIP swag bag. Now, the swag bag may look a little bit different than the drawstring backpack, but with that being said, this is what you will fill out. If you are attending the event, do not need to fill out your address. If you are not attending the event and you are out of state, you will fill out this thing. All swag bags, as soon as the bags get here and all the fillers for it, will be sent out before the event, most likely the week before the event, in hopes that everybody gets their bag before the event. So when we have the VIP session, you can have your t-shirt on and be rocking and rolling with all the goodies inside. And we have a bunch of King Palm products. We have Fast Buds 420 throwing in a whole bunch of stuff, and a bunch of good stuff in these bags. Close to maybe like $100 worth of products, up to there, give or take. So really cool stuff in these bags. And they're all from people that, just really believe in it. Now, you can do the MadManPlant at Venmo, and I'm also going to put the link on here for the Stripe. So if you don't need to message me or don't want to message me, you can just do it right here if you're busy or what. You got a lot going on. It's a $20 minimum donation. please find in your heart to do more. All this money is going to the Pink Ribbon Boutique, and it would be great to try to raise as much money as we can. So I really hope this helps out. And then here is all the event details, the sponsors, the fundraising progress, which I have to update that because we're now just under $920, I believe. Participation options, the cooking style, how to cook it. There is no rules on how you can cook your meat. So if you want to cook your meat seasoned with blah, 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 go for it. Prepare it however you want. If you want to sell your barbecue, you want to bring enough for other people, go ahead. If people like your stuff and they want to take some home with them, feel free to sell it. At 12 o'clock, the official show starts. We'll have socializing and networking from 1 to 2 p.m. We're going to have keynote speeches, including me. From 2 to 2:30, we're going to visit sponsors and be talking booths. So all the big people that support us, we're going to be shouting them out. From 2 to 3 or 2:30 to 3, we're going to have a break time to cool off. At 3 to 4, we're going to have the podcast session. I'm only doing 5 segments. Like I said, this event is not about me. It's about the women and all the other visitors and participants that are there that day. I'm only doing 5 interviews just because I don't want it to all. I'm there to host the event and to be there for you guys and involved with you guys. So I'm limiting what I do so I can make sure that I have that. So with that being said, I really want you guys to do this. And then also at 4 to 5 o'clock, we are going to have the main sponsor highlights and the live judging. And then at 5 o'clock, the event officially ends, but Grow Depot said we can stay as long as we want. And I intend to do that. It's important that space for judges is limited to 4 individuals. So we have 2 spots left for judges. With that being said, we are looking for experienced judges. The 2 people that are coming are Zach, the owner of A to Z Meats here in Stafford, which is a gourmet meat shop where you can find select and rare cuts of meat that you probably wouldn't find in a grocery store. They also have dried aged meat as well. And then the other one is going to be Peter Farrell, the regional sales rep for HLG Lighting. He's going to be flying in from Tennessee to attend the event. So, so with that being said, we have a lot of great people that are coming from out of state. If we're lucky enough, maybe we'll get Mark from Root Nerds to drive down from New York, because the week after the event, I'm in New York, in Syracuse, for a NECAN. And what's really cool is, so this weekend is the Maryland Seafood Festival, right? Next weekend is, let me see my calendar. Hold on. There's like nonstop podcasts. Okay, so this weekend we got the Maryland Seafood Festival. Next weekend, I'm going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan for NECAN. So if you guys are in Michigan, come see me. The 28th, then the weekend after that, we got Strange Fest, which is here in Fredericksburg, which I'm doing my podcast. I'm also a sponsor for. Then on the 5th of October, we have the Heritage Tattoo Convention, which I'll be there for 3 days. Who knows, maybe I'll wind up with some more ink. And then on the 12th, we have my barbecue event. On the 25th of October, I'm in New York. And then let's see here. On the 23rd of December, I'm in Vegas. And then let's see here. And then after that, I'm at the Cowboy Cup. And then that means my tour for this year has come to an end, which means we did more than 15 stops this year. I think it'll be about 24 stops with all the side shows that we added, like Fire on the Mountain, the Heritage Tattoo Convention, the Fredericksburg Tattoo Convention. We're setting up at the Private Equity meets Public Equity tomorrow night, so I consider that an event. So, I mean, we have been working our butts off, and it's just really cool because in the last 2 years, we've shot almost 400 podcasts. And we've had 16 emotional conversations. And I just absolutely love that. I think that is just so wonderful and just so amazing that, this has just gone so far in just such a short amount of time. And it's everybody coming together. And that's what I'm saying, that none of this has to take a long time. It could happen so fast when you do what you love and you have passion and energy, just like this wonderful barbecue sauce right here. Anything can come as an idea and then be a reality. And that's what I'm talking about. Keep investing. That's right. Keep grinding. It will pay for itself. It may take you 9 years. Like, I have a mentor, which you guys saw. He's was on the Millionaire Mindset. His name's David. David spent 9 years in federal prison for marijuana possession, racketeering, and a whole bunch of other charges in federal prison, not regular prison. And he's a multimillionaire today, has about 4 houses all over the United States, has Lamborghinis and different cars, and goes to the Virgin Islands all the time, and the Caribbean and all these places. But it wasn't always like that. And when he got out of prison, in 1999, it took him a long time, 9 years of failing, people laughing at him, people thinking that he wasn't going to make it, that how could a felon become so successful? But he did. He started 2 businesses and they both failed miserably. He told his wife that he was going to start one more business, and his wife begged and pleaded for him not to do that because she was so worried that the businesses were going to fail. That business took off. My friend makes about $500,000 a month, all right, doing AI and SEO services. Huge corporation and company, big time. It doesn't matter where you started or what you went through. Robert Downey Jr., America's superhero, is also a felon and a convict that was publicly arrested for drug possession like 20 years ago or something like that. Tim Allen, also arrested for cocaine possession and smuggling. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Your excuses are the only thing that keep you away from what you're doing. So, do you want to keep making excuses, or do you just want to go get what the fuck you want? Because I will tell you that it's a lot easier to just go get it. Like I tell Logan all the time, he's like, can I have like cookies? Yeah, go get them. Oh, I don't want to get them. Then you don't want them that much. And he's like, that's messed up. You should get them for me. And I'm like, no, you should get them for you because you want them. The whole point is go get what you want. It's how I feel. But it's interesting to me that even in this state of society right now, people are still under the impression that success simply means making a bunch of money. Exactly. Success has nothing to do with money. Jim Rohn, which is like my end game. If you don't know who Jim Rohn is, look him up. One of his biggest quotes is, if you learn to work hard on your job, you'll make a living. If you learn how to work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune. If all you're worried about is making money, you're not going to make any money. I guarantee you. And if you do, it's not going to be what you want. When you start to serve a higher purpose, a higher value, by constantly believing in yourself, it is not what happens to us in life that matters. This is a quote from Jim Rohn. It is who we become in the process. By developing our skills, our resilience, our ability to adapt and move forward and overcome in stressful and dooming situations. This roadshow has not been easy. There's been a lot of things that have gone on this roadshow that nobody knows anything about, but it's just not relevant. What's relevant is the work and what I'm trying to do. Anything else is an excuse or just complaints. And in this reality, we cannot complain. We got to make decisions. And those decisions in business are life or death. Because in business, every day you are either growing or you're dying. There is no in between with business. Business is one of those things where it's heartless. When they tell you that it's not personal, it's just business, there's a reason why it's said like that. When you go into real partnerships with companies, not just getting free products, but when they start giving you a paycheck, that there's a level of friendliness, but there's also a level of expectation. And if that expectation is not met, it doesn't matter how good your intention is. You failed the deal and it didn't work out. And that's one thing in life and in purpose of what we're doing. We have to realize that it can all blow up in our face, no matter how good the intention is. Do we have the resiliency that when that happens, when that blowout happens, are we going to crumble? Are we going to go to the lowest of lows and pity ourselves and then act out, alienate ourselves, and make even more fools of ourselves? Or are we going to say, what can we learn from this? How do we get better from this? How does this not happen again? Or what can we do differently? Because maybe it didn't work out right then and there, but it will work out in the future. And that's what I'm talking about is at the end of the day, like Rock just said, quality of character. It is about your character, your moral compass, and the ability to continue moving forward. Nothing else. Nothing else. And that's why the Washington Post did a magazine article, and they went around to very successful people, a lot of them, and they were trying to determine what truly makes success. And what they found is success comes from grit. Grit is the ability to do the same thing over and over again with the same attitude, the same input, regardless of the outcome. For instance, there's only 14 people watching this live right now. I'm giving you the 100% version of me. I didn't make excuses of why I could not be here. Unfortunately, my guest who couldn't be here is dealing with a hurricane situation, or I wouldn't have a great interview for you. But it's actually really great too, because there's a specific topic that I wanted to talk with him. It'll give him a little bit more time to give me those details. But my thing is, I could have just canceled the live and said, hey, I don't have the guest tonight. But I want to be consistent to my brand. And by being consistent to my brand, I'm also developing a discipline. I will show up for me. It doesn't matter if nobody was on the live. It doesn't matter if I'm talking to nobody right now. I would still give you 100% me. And that's what I'm talking about, where the numbers and the instant gratification and what we're getting out of doing this is not the purpose. The purpose of it is to get the information out there, to get the word out there, because eventually somebody will watch it, somebody will interact with it, and it will change everything. Let it change your life. Let it blow you the fuck up. Stop living, like I said, looking at the world like this headphone. When this headphone fits in this house, which this house fits in this world, it is much bigger than all of us. And that is all that matters. I mean, I just really believe in that, and it has changed my life. And as I've become a more positive person, a role model, somebody that I would like to be around, somebody that I think I would look up to, it's also changed my relationships. So, let that change you. I mean, so many of us are stuck in their ways. There's people out there who are like, oh, well, what could you teach me about growing? Well, what could I learn from you about growing? Is the better question. You know what I mean? We can learn from each other. But when you close yourself off and you turn yourself off to the world and you reject outside opinions and ideas and creations, you are only hurting you. You are alienating yourself to a point where nobody wants anything to do with you. And by that, that's a bad thing. When we grow as people, some people are going to fall off. Some people, like in The Lion King, some of us fall by the wayside. Some of us soar to the stars. Some of us sail through our troubles. And some of us have to live with the scars. Exactly that. And it also says it's the circle of life. It's a wheel of fortune. It's a leap of faith, a band of hope, till we find our place in this life unwinding. And then the very last lyric from it is, all are agreed when we join the stampede, we should never take more than we give. And that in itself is also another thing. Come into this world where you want to give more than you get. By the end of this event, all the monies will probably be expended. There will be nothing left over. But everything went into this. Nothing was left untouched. From the swag to just the way the event is going to go to all the people being there. That's the only thing that matters. Let's see, y'all seen my Strawberry Lucy? Just fucking with you, Madman. I'm not sure I understand that. Let's see. I've learned a lot from you about growing. Oh, that's cool, dude. Thank you for that. Love the videos. All right, well, see, I did all this talking and I forgot to smoke weed. Like, what the fuck? I thought it was a weed show, right? Oh, good look. What are you watching? I think in the next podcast, I'm just going to do all ASMR things. So I'm not even going to talk. A whole show just full of just random noises from the studio. All right, so I was smoking on the black. I'm gonna switch over to my erythriols, the smoothest, thinnest papers. Speaking of which, I look very forward to seeing my good friend Raw Josh for our third interview together. Each year, I'm lucky to be able to interview him. He always gives me time, and be talking with Soulfire and Exotic in Vegas. Plus, what do you call it? There's going to be so many other people there. Let's see here. Oh, nice, dude. That is awesome. That's what I love. It's like you got seeds and now you're growing them. That is fantastic. Definitely keep me informed on how they're going. That is really awesome, bro. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that everybody's here. Thank you all for taking the time for being here because I'm having a blast. And next week, dude, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Grand Rapids is a growing state. So I cannot wait to talk with people. It is going to be like that. Yep. Super fire. Thinking about me, what if I made a mask where it was like this? This is the mask. I look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle right now. I almost forgot my own rule. You light it like a candle. Fire can't go down. It can only go upwards. So it protects the running. Make sure that you get a perfect, even lit. And then when you go to inhale it, cherry all the way through. And, which I should tell you, I have commissioned Cherry Stoner, one of our very valuable and somebody that I really have high respect for, to paint a picture for me that represents how I feel on the inside. This picture and portrait will be released and unveiled at the event and will stand right next to her portrait about the box of depression that she carries around her with her all the time. These two pictures together are going to tell their own story and will be talked about during my speech. But it's really cool because without her, I wouldn't have honestly, I think one of my most in-depth like graphic / eye-opening conversations that brought tremendous value and respect for both parties, but also the fact that this person Cherry Stoner has just such an indomitable spirit herself, and the way that she's been resilient through her art and her passions and really fighting mental health and overcoming has just been amazing. So it's really, really cool. I know. Paul, where's the noodle at, huh? Paul only rolls his joints with noodles. I'm going to try that. I got some raw tips today. Also, I saw these new filters that you can get. Now, they're a little bit long, so you're going to have to do it like a king size cone. And then it would pretty much be like a 1/4 inch joint. But they have charcoal balls in them. And the charcoal is supposed to block out impurities. When you open it, it looks like the inside of a goddamn shotgun shell. It's kind of cool. All right. Does Cece want to join me for the last 10 minutes? Because we got another giveaway coming. Let me pull this up here. Oh. All right. Oops, spelled jersey wrong. All right. All right. So we are going to give away one lucky person a jersey. So you will be able to rock it whether you're local or far away. So you got to type in Madman jersey real quick so we can get some winners here. Yeah, well, Dre's jersey's got to enter Madman's jersey, so it could be Dre's jersey. Why isn't it coming up? Hold on, let me refresh it. Oops, hold on. I'm gonna do it all lowercase. Give me a second. All right, re-enter it because none of those were popping up for some reason. Why isn't it popping up? You know what? Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I think somebody named a Hazy Garden is hacking my computer.
That's how she won.
Cece has joined us. Cece, are you talking or no?
No, I was laughing at the background noise in my house at the moment. All right, only a couple entries. Come on, guys. Y'all don't want a free jersey?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No. Huh. Well, that's weird.
Can everybody in the chat hear me? Yeah, they hear me. It's just you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, you know what? When in travel, one of my settings on the board got moved over. So it was looking for the phone, not USB. So now here we go. See what happens when I talk to myself the whole time? I don't know if the audio works for other people.
Granier said, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?"
I can read you now.
Yeah.
Reading you loud and clear, buddy. Yeah, I turned that over to the microphone setting. I was like, what the fuck? All right. All right. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm all right. Dealing with house, business, sick kid.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You know, life.
In some pursuit of happiness.
Yeah. Always pursuing that at the moment.
16 people and 10 entries. Let's bring it up.
Hey, Mary.
Did you see some of my nugs and the sizes of them?
I did. Here, let's get you on so those people, new people, can see it.
Bam, that's one of them. Oh, shit. Bam. Yeah, they came out really good. This was the plant that turned purple in the videos. Some of these nugs, though, even dried, like just amazing. Like the whole bag, like they're not small nugs. They're like all like decent size, and they're dense too. Yeah, I've been having
Those are the best kind.
Yeah, well, and this also smells like a giant bag of gasoline, like straight gas.
I had one plant one time that smelled so much, it was almost like breathing in diesel fuel.
Yep. When you were cutting it and shit, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with this. I cannot wait. I already have clones ready to go. I just gotta not be lazy and clean up the downstairs tent, which I need to do. And we're gonna get rocking and rolling again because that was a good harvest. I did 3.8 pounds. My goal was 4, so I was literally like two shy of that. So I use Scientetics. So I do use Athena. I use their 3-part, but I was using Scientetics, and that's a 1-part, 1 tablespoon per gallon or 6 grams per gallon, easy. This time I'm going to be doing like a cheat code because I'm doing auto pots, so that'll be perfect watering and hopefully really, really nice plants. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
My goal is to try to do about 25 or 30 pounds a year. You know, just mainly because I have to, for bubble hash and for pressing and all the cool stuff that you can do with it. You just have to have a shit ton to get like a lot. Like if like you press an ounce of like flour with dabs, and you could maybe get like I don't know, 5 or 6 grams, maybe like 10 grams of like dab. So the ratio is way off when it comes to like concentrates and pressing. So the need to have more is just prevalent because of that. Especially since I'm gonna start doing my own bubble wash and my own hashes and stuff like that. And I really want to get into like making my own little rosin balls and stuff like that. So
Now you got me sitting here doing math, trying to figure out how much I need to have per year.
going on.
Let's see, ounces, and then divide that by.
Take that, take the 2 times that, add 4, divide that by 16, and you'll get an answer. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm sitting here going, okay, so 28 times 2, so 56 times 52 is 2,912 ounces per year.
And 2 at that point.
No, that's how much you use. That's roughly about how much you use. Divided by 16, so 182. Ouch. Oh.
Yeah, it's up there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's up there just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Plus, it's like addicting. You start growing, you're like, fuck, I want to keep growing.
Yeah. Well, and we use every part of the plant. So the only thing that gets thrown away now is some of the main stock and a few of the smaller actual branches. The rest of it we use. Well, yeah, we don't use the roots, but I mean, all of it gets used. The trims, fan leaves, everything between me and him now.
That's the way it should be. Do you guys do teas and stuff like that?
We haven't done any teas. My daughter has, but most of the time we've done dry ice sift. I'm actually doing some juicing, and of course, we're gonna eventually try the bubble hash. But we've done gummies and edibles and diffusing and not diffusing, decarbing and mixing in and butters and pressing and a little bit of everything.
Hell yeah. And then we
Yeah.
have Tumoki, Scotland. He's from Scotland. He's in the house.
He is. He's awesome.
Yeah, really nice guy. Yeah, I do the cocoa mix. So I do the King's mix, the Mendo mix, which is I think a 70-30 mix too.
Yeah. Oh.
So we got 19 people on and only 10 entries. Does anybody want a jersey?
Well, I would enter, but they would definitely say it was rigged.
You should enter, but you already got a jersey.
But you know what? I'm going to enter because if I win it, I have somebody that I can donate it to. How about that?
Even beautiful. And if you already ordered a jersey, you could follow the same suit as CC and enter and give it to somebody else. I know that Grow Me Talk wanted to buy a couple for a couple of his friends, so you could always buy one as a gift too. Money's going to the Pink Ribbon Boutique. So it's a really great cause, as we discussed earlier, and I just cannot wait for their faces to realize that a bunch of community members in cannabis raised $1,500 to $2,000 for them in one setting at one event. So yeah, take one by entering Madman Jersey.
I know.
All right. Well.
Oh, there we are.
Well.
All right. So 20 people watching, 15 entries. 5 people don't want to win. Well, I think you count as an entry, so we'll say 4 people don't want to win.
Tomorrow is chop day, dude. That is what's up, man. I love a good chop day. All right. Well, here we go. Oh
Ooh.
shit. Okay. So Grow Me Talk podcast. Since you already have Greenier a jersey, you can donate just like CC was. And I know there were some people that you were talking about earlier. So what you can do is just, since we're buddies, just message me on Instagram or Discord, and I'll make it to whoever you want. But that is awesome.
Yes.
I was wondering to see if anybody that had already bought a jersey was going to win a jersey. And that is great.
Yes. All right. So let's get off screen. Remove.
Burp.
There we go. I talk to myself a lot while I'm pushing buttons back here. It's an interesting conversation with myself sometimes.
Well, hey, thank you, Cannonball Kids. That is really awesome. And thank you for so much for liking the platform. This is a great thing. And if you're local or not local, please continue to watch and engage. If we're in your state, that'd be even better if you come out to a NECAN or one of the events we'll be at. But I really appreciate that. And to anybody else that feels the same way that really likes this platform, I really do appreciate you. And I'm always going to keep it real with you. I'm always going to be real to myself. Maybe I don't get the hype that some people do. It's not about that. I can give a shit less about that. What I'm looking for is real connection and real value, because like I said earlier, the fastest way to get where you want to be is slowly. And I'm here for value. I'm here to build a concrete foundation that exists, that can't be just knocked over. It's not fake. It's not made up. It is what it is. And that's why it'll be respected the way it will be. So you're one of the smoothies slash is this one of your smoothies slash Beth Grows? Yes, I would say that this has probably been my best grow so far. The one I just did. That was it's the most weight I've ever made in one harvest. Let's just put it that way. I mean, I've grown pounds, lots of pounds in the past, but not like all in one setting. So I was pretty happy with myself, because remember, for the last 6 to 8 months, I've been battling bugs and wasn't really growing at all because I couldn't beat the bugs. And then I was able to. Researching the Canatrol, yep. And we love Canatrol. I was just with them this Saturday at their booth. I snuck onto it when they weren't there, but they're awesome. We're great friends. I actually created their website videos. So if you go to their website and check out their videos, I made that myself. That's my production company. All right. Well, it is 8 o'clock. I'm going to wrap things up because I need to go eat, and there's some other things I need to do to get ready for tomorrow's event. I'm going to be going live off my Surface Pro using my audio. So if tomorrow I don't respond to the comments while I'm live, it's mainly because I only get like 10 minutes with these people, and it's going to be at the booth setting. But tomorrow it'll be sporadic. So the event starts at 5 o'clock and ends at 7. And I'll be going live through that because I have my own table and set up there. It's at Busboys and Poets. And it's called the Private Equity Meets Public Equity. And it's a huge event with a lot of like Congress people, private investors, hedge funds people, big cannabis people that are all in the space that are using cannabis in different forms. One of the missions through the the company that's putting it on, that invited me to be there to speak and everything, they're trying to turn the waste into jet fuel and then sell that to the government for the planes to cut down on costs and fossil fuels, drilling, all of that. So it's going to be really cool. I really want you guys to watch tomorrow. We're going to be speaking to some pretty cool people. So definitely look out for that. Event is October 12th. If anybody wants to donate, all the links are on the website, like I showed earlier. If anybody wants a jersey at 9 o'clock tonight, I'm making the order. So you need to get me your shirt size and the payment before tonight's over. Or if I do order your jersey, it may not be here by the event. So if you still want to order a jersey, like let's say like you're just short on cash, but you still really want one, we can do that. It may not just be here by the event. So that's the only risk that you run. Other than that, we're going to start creating more and more merch like this. And these shirts will also be available on the website after this time as well. So if you want to get one, we have more jerseys and styles coming up. I'm coming up with one for Christmas. It's going to be really, really cool. And I'm going to try to find another charity to donate that money to, because I'm more trying to get into the philanthropy / motivational self-help space. So a lot of what I do is raising money, helping, people, organizations, charities, really bringing a positive vibe to the community, using my speaking engagements, whether either I'm public speaking on stage or whether it's here at the podcast with individuals, but really stepping into that limelight to be an asset to people, to help people achieve their dreams, to believe in themselves, and to do something great. Obviously I want to be a great grower and everything, but my mission, just like Tupac's song, it's the song Unconditional Love. He said, ultimately, my mission is to become much more than a rap musician. If I could only make them listen, prison ain't what we need, no longer stuck in greed. It's time to strategize. My family's got to eat. And that's kind of the concept, if I can only make them listen. And it's much more than just becoming this fancy grower with this really cool podcast. It's the ability to touch people's lives. And when it's all said and done and I'm leaving this planet, I can feel something. And you should take that thought on for yourself. It'll go a lot further, and it'll give you purpose and meaning to what you do. And then when things get tough, it's no longer a burden because your passion will carry you through. Also, the last thing is attitude. Some of your attitudes, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, there's some people, not saying names, but their attitudes just suck. And when things don't go their way or whatever, they just outlash and they start just talking and talking and talking. Remember this: your attitude will take you further than your talent will. And what that means is nobody wants to be around an asshole. And if you're going to be an asshole, you're going to lose out on opportunities. It doesn't matter how great you are. If your attitude sucks, nobody cares, because it's just another headache. So think about yourself as the business, an entity. Every time you go out, every time you speak, you're representing your ideas, your ideologies, the way you do business or conduct yourself. Make sure that's on point, because you never know who you're talking to. You could be talking to the person and not even know it, that could put you on and change your life. So every step we make forward, let's make sure we really hold our tongue. There's tons of times where I would love to just go on social media and start calling names. Hey, I'm a guy that doesn't mind. I don't like confrontation, but I definitely don't mind it. And, there's a lot of times where I'm like, it's like, you get hype, and even me, it's like you want to go in the ring with somebody. You can't be like that. Like it's like much like moving like The Godfather. In the movie The Godfather didn't go out there and commit the crimes or go do the dirty work. His hitmen did. His soldiers did. He called the shots. You're a shot caller in your life. So by allowing yourself to let loose, that's bringing more negativity to you than you think. And imagine if there's a company who's thinking about working with you, and now you're on a huge rant for 3 days on social media about you, how you hate this one thing or this or that or whatever. You think you're going to you think they're going to message you much longer? Probably not. So attitude is honestly more important than skill. And the way you adapt in environments, how you talk, the way you encourage people, what you do with your words is much more powerful. You know, your words have enough ability to make somebody leave this life. Remember that. So let's try to keep people around, because this is also Suicide Awareness Month. And on Sunday, I have a very big discussion coming up about suicide awareness, mostly talking about my own suicide story or what would have been. You know what I mean? So here's the thing too. You have the ability to destroy somebody's life or make it better. And you are also serving two people, the version of yourself that wants to get better and wants to do amazing things, and the old person that hates life, hates you, and wants everybody to burn. Try to remember who you're feeding each day, because whether you want to show it or not, I guarantee you people can tell. And nobody is going to want to go into business with somebody that's fake and not what they represent. And that's why, like I said, I'll take the slow and steady route. I'll lick my wounds. I'll learn from my mistakes. I'll get better and better. I'll improve each day, each week, because this is all I think about is my businesses and the ability to change people's lives. And it's given me a purpose, as somebody that is, like I said, almost taking themselves out and almost died in a really bad car accident, leaving life almost twice. There's a feeling attached to that. And you don't want that last feeling to be negative, because mine was. And that's why a part of this, and that selfish reason, is I'm trying to change the way I feel inside by changing other people's lives. By changing other people's lives, I can gain the value and the wholeness and fill the void that I feel like I'm lacking by doing that to other people. So this is much deeper than money. This is much deeper than sponsorship. This is much deeper than any of this. But at the end of the day, none of it matters. Because at the end of the day, when we all die, nobody's going to be thinking about this. They're going to be thinking about their relationships. They're going to be thinking about the times they spent with their family. And that's what we want to remember, is all those times we spent together in moments. Because there's just blips of time. We're in this is a millisecond of your life right now. Even though it's a 2-hour podcast, it's a blimp of your life. That's it. That's all we are. You're just, and I don't know. I want to think deeper. I want to be deeper. And to do that, you got to create that level of vulnerability and passion and energy and movement, because if not, it doesn't really rely on anything. So that's my thoughts. Cece, do you have anything to say?
Nothing as deep as that, for sure. No, it's important to believe in yourself, be kind. That whole, a lot of people say it's a cliche, but do unto others. It's just, it doesn't take anything to be nice. It takes more effort to me to be an asshole, so just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, and that's actually true, because did you know that it takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile?
Yes,
And did you
actually.
know that if you smile, that people that smile more live longer?
No, that I didn't know, but
There's a
makes
study.
sense.
So,
No.
but yeah, no, I hope you guys take this with wisdom. Sometimes it's like, I feel like I'm lecturing, but only for good purpose, because I didn't always feel this way. I wasn't always this person. A lot of this stuff for me is still new, as far as really staying out, because 10 years ago, or actually no, almost closer to 15 years ago, I used to live on my dad's couch. I was like a middle-class playboy, if you will. I lived off my dad's money. I didn't have a job. Didn't have a stable relationship. Was just doing things that really provided no purpose and no value, spending time with people who I thought were my friends, which they really weren't. And I lost a lot of time along the way. And when I started my business, and then I inadvertently had Logan, because me and Lacey were a one night stand. And we, for the first year of Logan's life, we weren't even together. We actually had court orders. We had pick up and drop off dates. We were recording everything and using everything we could against each other, running to our lawyers for every little thing, custody battles. And now Lacey's my wife, my business partner, the strongest person I have in my life. And it's all because of attitude, of being able to open yourself up in tough situations, to think deeper, to come up with better solutions that ultimately lead to a better life. And as somebody has learned the hard way, see, Tracy Chapman has a song, and the song's called "Be Careful." No, I don't think it should be careful. My heart. It's anyways, in the song, there's a lyric, and she said, "I thought I could." She thought I thought I could make a deal and have no debts to pay. Oh man, hold on. I'm gonna read it to you guys. I'm a big fan of her. Yeah, okay. It's the song's called All That You Have Is Your Soul is the name of the song. And then in the song it says, she said, "Don't be tempted by the shiny apple. Don't eat the off the bitter fruit. Hunger only for the taste of justice. Hunger only for a world of truth." And then it says, "I thought I could find a way to beat the system, to make a deal and have no debts to pay. I'd take it all. I'd run away. Me, myself, first class and first rate. But all you have is your heart and your soul." And that's the way I used to live my life. I just thought everything would work out for me. Like I just make a deal with the universe, and then everything would just come my way, and I wouldn't have any suffering, and just life would be easy. And it wasn't like that. And one thing that I really helped me in life was starting a business, because see, I was used to getting everything I wanted. And in business, you don't. In business, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you can still fail. And in business, there is no emotion. Business has no emotion. It doesn't care. It's the machine of doing business. And when you live in a life like that, you start to understand the value of things, working for something, achieving a goal, setting a goal, all these things that I had never done before, because people in my life just let me be me. No one was ever like telling me that I needed to change my ways. I was lucky enough to have some realization to say, okay, well, I need to do something different. And that's what a lot of you guys need to have, is some realization that says, you know what, maybe I can admit it's not working that well for me. If your life looks the same each year, I guarantee you should probably change something that's in your life. It shouldn't look the same over and over again. I actually have, before I get off, I have a term that I call, and the term is called a snow glober. And in a snow globe, we've all seen a snow globe. There's usually a perfect picture, right? And in that picture, it stays the same year after year after year. It will never change. It will always stay right there in that glass ball. As movers and shakers of industries and just the world, when we come by and shake this up, all that confetti and all that glitter goes everywhere and creates a havoc That's what happens to people that don't change, is when the people around you start moving and making waves, it intimidates you, it pisses you off, it makes you jealous. And the reason is because you have chose to stay the same. You've chose to accept your excuses, to lack accountability, and to fault on the things that you should be doing. And instead of building relationships, self-sabotaging behavior that is inappropriate. You cannot be like that. You need to be the person on the outside who has no limits. Like the video with me and that fish in the convention center being stuck under that roof when there's the whole world right outside of it. But as a fish who's stuck, they would never know that. They would think this is the world. For instance, I have a cat. The cat used to get attacked by my other cat. So for the first year of my cat's life, we put it in our bedroom. When the cat finally got the courage to leave, it didn't leave. It stayed in the bedroom. Its entire life had become the bedroom because it was conditioned to stay in that room. You are conditioning yourselves to stay in your own life. You will never leave that bedroom. That cat barely ever leaves the bedroom, still to this day. The only time it does come down is for food and to like see what's going on, and goes right back upstairs. You stop conditioning yourself for the wrong behavior. Sorry, that'll be my last rant for the night. I promise. I just like public speaking. This is what I want to do. This is what I plan to do on stages in front of thousands of people one day, really helping people understand value and the fact that you can move forward whenever you feel like it. If you're not ready yet, totally cool. If you are, even better. But make sure that you're aware of these situations, because when we die, and it could be tomorrow, it could be 6 years from now, it could be 50 years, it could be 100 years. You could live like my grandfather, who's 104, turning 104 in October, and still fine. No oxygen tanks, no canes. He'd still drive, but they won't let him anymore. And we don't know. But wouldn't it be great to leave a legacy, something to remember, something that you can say, man, I was a part of that, or man, I was there. What's up, GI? And that's all that this comes down to be. Wait, how does that explain all CEOs? What's your question, my dude? And what's going on, GI?
Hey, buddy. That was a comment from a while ago when it was probably about 15 to 20 minutes back.
I've only been speaking for 2 hours and 21 minutes and 40 seconds, 41 seconds, 42, 43. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, I'm going to end it. I'm going to be in my Discord. If you can't find my Discord, guess what? I have you covered. All you got to do is go to MadManPlant.com. When you go to MadManPlant.com, you're going to scroll all the way down MadManPlant.com. First, you're going to download my clone class, How to Grow 101, and my Bubble Hash class. Also, you're going to scroll right here past my tour. Make sure that if there's any states that I'm going to be in, you let me know. And then right there, bam, click that. And it's going to take you right into Discord. So you don't even have to find the link. You don't have to ask somebody. You just got to go to MadManPlant.com and bam, you are in. And please do. We are a very active community. And I spend a lot of time on there because I'm usually working at the house or, moving around, driving. So it is a great place to come, hang out, be yourself. And we have a huge community where you can show your photos, share your videos, and all their great things. Until next time, which is Sunday, I will have another more of a serious conversation. This is going to be about suicide. I'm going to see if I can get a couple of people who've also either almost committed suicide or know heavily about it to be on the show with me. It will be a graphic conversation. So if it bothers you, just want to let you know that it is all for good cause. And I hope that you do watch it, even if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because regardless, we can all walk away with learning something, and knowledge is power. So, that's what this is all about. It's redesigning and reprogramming the building blocks in our minds to accept whatever reality that we face, and be able to use our our charisma and our energy and our intelligence to really make the best out of situations. And that's what this is all about. So with that being said, I really appreciate everybody being here, and we will see you guys next time. If you want a prize, please make sure you fill out the form and you fill the I want a prize on the website. And we will see you guys real soon.
Have a
You
good
want to say
night.
goodbye, Cece?
Night, everybody.
Bye-bye.